Yes, okay. Hello. We're back in Tefilin halacha hey. בסעיף למד ג' וזה שנשמח הבא ציל גואל למזמור יענך. The Mizmor Yancha is a Mizmor in Tefilin that Rebbe said is a sgula for a woman that is having difficulty giving birth, because there's a similar union that this particular sounds has 70 words, and a woman before she gives birth she has to cry out 70 voices. It's an inan godel that before a person is standing, when a person is standing before a personal birth, anything. It can be physical, it could be monetary, it could be, he's standing on the threshold of a new beginning. With a b'chinas leida, right at the process of birthing, there has to be a process where all the old paradigms, all the old vessels, envelope of comforts, if you will, have to crack, and new ones have to replace them. Those that are commensurate with the coming station. The process of the breaking of the old and the creation of the new is a process that is ushered in with a cry, with a loud voice. Rebbe says that through tefillah b'koyach, with a loud voice, a person, when the moichen are verstupt, when they're closed, when the intelligence is very constricted, so the Rebbe says it's very good, to scream in davening and in learning. Opens up the moichen, gives up. So this is, the Rebbe says, this is b'china of birth. It's when the moichen are very, very constricted, it's like a woman who is sitting in labor, that the womb is closed, it's constricted, and the crying opens it up, and it lets in, the Rebbe says, lets in the makifim, the new asagas, the new situation. If you're supposed to be rich, if you win the lottery, chances are very quickly you lose all the money, because you don't have the kelim that are required to handle this. But if HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to give you a shiras, first of all you have to go through a process of acquiring the kelim for that. And that usually includes a situation where you have to handle new responsibilities. Usually you have to solve different situations of crisis. Whenever you solve a crisis, you acquire a new ability. Because if you're confronted with a crisis, before you have not just the ability, but the notion that you have, that it's possible for you to have such ability. So when things get overwhelming, the impetus is to say, the heck with all this. I don't need this. I didn't sign up for this, so let them all drop dead. I don't care. Let them do what they want. What are they going to do to me? They're going to take me to jail. They're going to heck with them. Just after the whole thing. But when a person is put through a crisis where he has to handle something, at first he feels like, oh, I can't believe this is happening to me. This is like too much for me, and this, I'm going to die, 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 I'm going to die. And then he handles it. And then he goes, I can't believe this. And usually he has, a letdown right afterwards. Can't believe I was made to do that. And comes another crisis. I thought that was just once in a lifetime, it's finished. There's another one. I'll never get out of it. I'll die. I'm going to die.
Requires killing.
But you say, listen, something happened. Maybe it has to happen twice.
Happened third time.
No. It's not so bad because I already did it once. So I know it's possible. Then, when it happens the third time, hey, you're not so freaked out because you did it twice already. You know it's possible. And when you have a moon, but basically you realize, listen, sofa kavod level. At the end, it's going to come. I mean, it's not going to remain that difficult forever. But in the meantime, I'll handle it. Just the main thing is not do crazy things and speak to people that, reach to people, to a power bigger than yourself, to find eitzah, to find this, so you know that you're behaving in a reasonable manner, and then you carry it along. And it becomes easier because every single time that you've already done it, you've been there, you've done that. That's a state of Yoledis. Before she gives birth to the Bechol, she's a total non-Yoledis, she's a total non-mother, who has to become from a non-mother, a mother. It's a totally different. Once she gives birth, so the second, the third, the fourth, each one is easier. Why? Because she's already a Yoleda, she's already a mother. She's a bona fide mother, That first breakthrough requires a breakage on all aspects. Everything has to break down. This is, Shivim Panim L'Torah. All the 70 facets have to break. All the 70 constrictions have to break. That is the reason why Yoledes give birth
at the same time.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter if it's divided into 10 cries or 13 cries or 7 cries. It doesn't matter. They're included in it. All the 70 cries are included in it. And whatever it is that you go through this, you go through like, whoa, what does Hashem want from me now? Like, what are you trying to tell me? Wait. Chill out. Hashem wants to tell you something. You understand? No. Hashem knows what he's doing. He's doing good. And then don't come. You come to Kosh Baruch Hu and he's ready to sing. You start telling him I know that I did this and therefore did this and I'm deserving of this. And shut up, Johnny. Just stop the shtuyot. You don't know the Chazon HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You have no way of knowing the Kodesh Baruch Hu. Leave it alone. Don't be such a maven on yourself. Don't be a doctor on yourself, how bad you are and how just shut up. Just do what you need to do. You need something. Ask the Kodesh Baruch Hu for it. People have this kind of give me only if it's good for me. If it's not good for me, don't give me, this and that. And the thing being such tzaddikim, I really trust Hashem. Yeah, Kadosh Baruch Hu needs you to tell him what to give you, not to give you. What kind of nonsense is this? You do al pisecha what you need to do. Ask Kadosh Baruch Hu for everything that you need. If you don't need it, Kadosh Baruch Hu won't give it to you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's the pshat of Yishuv Adas. That's the pshat of the Rebbe says this is Chaim Chadashim. This is new life. Equilibrium. Total acceptance. Knowing Kodesh Baruch Hu knows what he does. On the other hand, asking for whatever it is that you need. I mean, you need money, you need refuah, you need this, you need that. Don't be a chocham. You know what you do. He knows. Kodesh Baruch Hu knows what he's doing, and you also know that he knows what he's doing. Doesn't need your approval. Doesn't need your chotemet kashrut. You know, your stamp of kosher badatz. Kodesh Baruch Hu knows that he knows what he's doing. It's okay. There's no need for that. Ask for whatever you want. Do whatever you need to do. Don't think too much. Think about what you need to think. No, so he tells me this, so he shows me this. So he says, this mizmo, you're saying in order to bring down the intelligence and the shefa and the bounty, to bring it down to this world. That's the reason why. In this particular psalm of Ya'ancho, there's 70 Shiurim Tevim Keneg Shiurim Kolim. There's 70 words which are parallel to the 70 voices. That a woman who's giving birth has to cry before she gives birth. Because the Bala Tzion go talking about the Geula. The Geula is B'chinas Soilada. I mean, there's no greater birth than the Geula, obviously. Sheba Chaychem Leila, it comes after labor pains. It comes after, Shebchas Chavle Mashiach. This is the pains of Mashiach. This is the trouble of Mashiach. Al-Ken Chavle Leila and Shivim Kalam. That's why these ropes, these trials and tribulations of birth as 70 voices. So because the real main birth, that's the birthing of the moichin, of the intelligence. In order to renew yourself in Avodas Hashem all new. To wake up from your slumber, from your sleep. Sleep is an aspect of pregnancy. It's like a fetus that hasn't lived his life yet. He's just, he's like suspended animation, literally, right? This is what 70 voices can they get. This is 70 facets of the Torah. That's the totality of the moichens, of the awareness, of the intelligence. Now you have to give birth to them. You have to pull this down in order to awaken from your slumber and from your fall. And to get back to yourself all the 70 facets of the Torah that you lost. And to start and start living, all new. That's the essence and the principle of Geula, Bifrat v'Bichlal, personally and generally. You have to understand that we said 70 facets of the Torah, and then it says that, when a person falls from one of those facets, he needs stories, from within the realm of time. And when he falls from all the 70 facets, then he needs stories, Mishani Kadmonias, from beyond the realm of time. And the Rebbe gave us, both stories, from within the realm of time, like the story about the Marshal, the 3 stories of the Marshal, the Rebbe told us, and whatever it is that the Rebbe told us. And the Rebbe, of course, gave us the 13 stories from beyond time. The Indian is that, as he says like this, that a person has to return himself all the 70 facets of the Torah that he lost. So you can say, just a second, what do you mean all the, if it's all 70, then, then it doesn't help to that. Then I need Mises from Shanika Munion. then it doesn't help. Just says, who says that I lost all of it? Maybe I just lost 59 or 40 or 13 or who knows. The answer is that everything is included of everything. Every facet of the Torah is comprised of all the 70 facets of the Torah as well. So when you fall from one facet of the Torah, in a sense, you're falling from all 17 in Bedakos. So any kind of nefila from the 70 facets of the Torah requires a regeneration of all the 70. That's what he's saying here. The main thing is להחזיר לעצמם כל השבעים פנים בתורה שעובד. You have to learn all the 70. שזה עיקר מבחינת הגאולה בפרט ובכלל, שבחינת ובא לציון גואל, שווה פשע ביעקב. It says, ובא לציון גואל, שווה פשע ביעקב, שווה פשע דקה. Those that return from sin, דקה, שהם בעלי תשובה. These are the people of בעלי תשובה. המחד שמימיהם שעברו בחושך, they renew the life that they have lived in the darkness. This is the renewal of the life force. Renew Hashem bring us to you, which means we'll do tshuva. What it says, we need to renew our days, to start new. says, שים למד ועל כן, he says, צריכים לכתוב תפילין לגבי אור בהמות או עיר דייקו. That's the reason why you have to write tefillin dafka on the skin of pure animal. כי האור הוא בחינת מדמה. The skin is the sense of the medama. That's the outer layer of the mentality. We said before, of the intelligence. We said before that the koyach hamedama, the ability to appraise, to estimate, to imagine. These are all, offshoots of the same ability to take something which is inherently shapeless and translate it into a language that you have a grasp. Like we said, that in a person's dream center, so to speak, that information from the subconscious comes up. It comes in a language of thought, it's ungraspable. It's not cognitive, it's beyond cognition. The Koyach HaMedama has the ability to take that information and translate it into the language of symbols, which is what the dream is. What the dream is the info that the ego, whatever it is inside you, is bringing up. And Koyach HaMedama takes it and puts it into an intelligible state. This is like when you have a phone and you speak to somebody on the phone. The transmission, the actual thing is going through, it's electric pulses, right? What happens is that one side of the phone has the thing that codifies the voice into electric pulses, and your side of the phone has the ability to take those pulses and retranslate them into words. So that the sense of the Koyach HaMedama is that ability to translate that ethereal stream of data, so to speak.
It's a receiver and
No, I'm talking, forget about the other side of the phone, just your side of the phone.
Yeah, but...
Because in your mind, when it comes to give birth, this is in your name, you're just thinking about the receiving end. your cognition is the ability to receive that raw data and translate and gives it the shape, the intended shape of the sechel mechatchila. Right? So Mimela, this is what the Koach HaMedama does. That's the mechanism. It is always the outer layer of the reality. When the call comes from the other side, right? A word is spoken from the other side. It goes through all the different stages, all the 10 sefirot until it comes out. It goes into my phone. In my phone it has, as the data comes in, it comes in as the moichet, as the kesach chochma bina, or chochma bina das, and it comes into my phone. My phone has capacitors and transistors, whatever. All those old mechanisms is a chesed, gvura, tiferes, netzachot, until it comes, from the yesod through the speaker, through the head to the headphones or whatever it is, and then the sound comes out, and I'm the malchus, I'm receiving it. But the malchus, the actual malchus of the phone is the speaker. Now what happens if the speaker is garbled? What happens if the mechanism of translating the data to words is garbled? So you got right? All these static noises. You're not getting the last layer. The last layer is the speaker. It represents a whole reality before it. The data goes through whatever it is until it's translated into, because the speaker itself is the medama. That's the skin, kiviyachol, right? The skin is the thing that separates between us and the outside. It's our outer layer. The dibur is.
It's the last daled in Shmaisai also. That's why they say you have to tamshich the daled, which is the malchut. Right?
Possibly, I don't know. Sounds good. So he says, Ki ha'or b'chinas medama shu chitzon yisas echel. The medama is the outer layer of the intelligence. B'chinas levush ha'sechel, that's the garment of the sechel, that's the receptacle of the sechel. Ki yesh nefesh, ruach, neshama. There is an inyan, a level of nefesh, and a nefesh of ruach, and a level of neshama. The nefesh is in the blood, and then you have the ruach, and then you have the neshama. The neshama, most of the neshama is really outside the body. It's just the raglin, the very lower tips of the neshama that actually in the body. These are the three inner lights. These are the lights that are in Kalim. These are in, those that have an actual mitzias in the body. This is the three stages of intelligence. So you have three receptacles to contain them. Shem Basel, the Gideon Vatsonos. This is the flesh, and this is the blood vessels, and this is the bones. And on top of them, you have skin that covers it all up. Shubchinas chitzonis the chitzonis. This is the outside layer of the outside layer. Katnus the katnus. That's the layer, the skin itself. Most of the body cannot sustain really, any contact with the outside reality. Gets infected, gets in this, gets in whatever it is. The skin can do it. Why? Because there's such lower chayas in the skin. Even the skin itself, I wrote here down that even the skin itself has three layers.
Yeah, the epidermis. The dermis.
And the top one is leather, kind of. It's almost like dead. It's like, it's like with the least amount of chayas. So it can protect the inside from the outside. So the very outer layer is katnus shebekatnus. It needs to be, because it needs to protect. It has to, it's rough, that the skin that you walk on.
That's the only connection to the lama.
Yeah, the skin on the bottom of your feet is like rough.
Even the body needs a connection to the lama.
Vaday.
If it needs that, you can't be here.
Vaday.
It's a tzimtzum.
So, vaday, exactly.
The last tzimtzum before.
So the skin is b'chinas koach hamedamed. So he says, "Kavor be'etz chayim b'shar hachashma b'arichus b'ya oil mechashmo." As it is said in Etz Chaim b'shar hachashmo, et length ya oil mechashmo. B'chinas noiga, b'chinas etz adat tovera. Ki kulam b'chinas achas ve'yonkim zeh mizeh. He says the union of skin, the union of chashmal. Chashmal is, we said that you have on one side, you have the Kedusha. On the other side, you have from the Bronx, Jose, Tony from Queens, coming in at a svelte 185 pounds, like, of meanness. And it's like, you have the Klipot, the other side. In between, where everything is taking place, where the fight is taking place, is called B'chinas Noga. That's Klipas Noga. And Klipas Noga is a place that allows, it includes the good guys and the bad guys. This is where the melee is taking place, where the fight is taking place. Now, it allows the bad guys to capture Nitasot de Kedusha into the Tumah, so that the Tumah can also have Chayut, and it allows the Kedusha, to take out the holy sparks and bring it to the total Kedusha. It's, you would call a semi-permeable membrane, allows from both sides to move freely. Now, the holy sparks, when they go into the Tumah, when they're captured in the Tumah, because Baruch was created in such a way that it's a two-way traffic. Because that's the Tikkun Olam. This is how you talking about. The main inyan is that the sparks can get lost, get swallowed by the tumah, and it's gone. That's why the holy sparks have a shield. The holy sparks have a skin. They have a shield, which is called chashmal. The chashmal prevents the spark from being swallowed up in the tum'ah. Chayot esh memalelot.
That's what it is?
Actually, yes. So this chashmal is yes, you did. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's funny. I'm fooling around with your mind. Oh, a little bit. Wait a minute.
Membranes on them.
So they have this kind of, this is b'chinas skin, the chashmal. This is the thing that prevents, the exposure of the total exposure of the holy sparks in the toxic environment of the tum'ah. This is b'chinat chashmal. There are many aspects of the b'chinat chashmal. There is a meaning of talking silence. Chash is mishon shtika, not saying anything. Mal is memalelot, is speaking. Also, there's a union of chash is also from the language of feeling. I'm feeling the chisha. It's a tonsil, a tensile, whatever you call it, a hergish of skin. It's called chisha. It's when a physical feeling is called chisha. It's also called noticing. It's a chisha. On the other hand, it's a chisha, but it's a chisha that has a certain layer of it cut off. Malbish milo, bris milo. Because initially a person is created with layers of skin that prevents, that holds between the kedusha and the tum'ah in such a way that when it's on a person himself, when a person has the orla on him, is incapable of bringing about holy neshamas into the world, and B, he is incapable of getting the kedusha into him, because mibsari chazeh elokah, whatever it is that I do physically, this is how the divine is interacting with me. In a sense, whenever a person, am I losing you? Whenever a person interacts with the divine, it's an interaction of yichud kusha b'chush rimtei. It's a situation of male and female. Well, the recipient is being the female factor, and the flow that comes into him, the divine spirit that comes into him, is a kinas kedusha. It enters him. This is the way your neshama is into your body. It enters you, like a male and female. The thing is that if you have orla, this extra layer of skin, it's not just skin, but it's a foreskin, it's an extra skin, which is enough of the tumah, too much. If you have it physically, you cannot receive, it makes you receive the spiritual
different.
Also b'chinas olam. It's also you have to perform circumcision kaviyachol on yourself physically.
Also olat
and that's olat halev. This is exactly what it is, because olat halev is totally in the kedusha of a person, in the level of kedusha of a person, and as much as. So that's why it is so important to keep the eyes clean, to keep the mind clean, to keep whatever it is that you can, keep it clean, because with this you remove the orla that enables the divine to interact with you. So when the holy sparks go into the klipot, in order to prevent them from being influenced by the klipot, the orla has to be removed. In other words, vayitem kedoshim, you have to be separated. Even when you're there, you're separated. If you are a completely different place, there's no shach kedusha. If one thing is here, one thing is here. Kedusha means separated. Yeah, kodesh l'Hashem means separated to Hashem, right? But if two things are not shaykh to one another, you cannot say it was mukdash. Mukdash only when it was together and then it was taken away. Then it's called, it becomes kodesh. It's your makdish something. You're taking something from whatever it is. Something that is always kodesh, you're not makdish it. There's no shaykh to separate something which has never been together. So the in of enabling the independent state of the holy sparks within the realm of the kilipot is if they have this union of chashmal, this union of keeping holy wherever they find themselves. This is the union of chashmal, this is the union of milah. The That's what he says. Amaltemis olas levavchem, and you should circumcise, the foreskin on your heart, so that you should be able to receive the divine message of Hashem. This is done by Kedushas Habris, by the sanctity of Habris. This is what we said some time ago regarding the two legs of the ches that we spoke about. It says, "Kavod be'etz chaim, b'shar hachashmal ba'arichus, b'inyan ha'oyer v'hachashmal, u'b'chinas noigo, b'chinas etz hadat tov v'ra. Ki kulam b'chinas achas v'yomkim mizeh." They are all one thing. The chashmal and the skin and the noigo and etz hadat tov v'ra, they're all one thing, and they're all yonik from one another. Sham Ike Avodah Shabbos. This is where the main avodah of the Biur in this world. Levarer velezakech haor b'chinas achizak aklipas shemkim misham. To clean the skin from the death grip of the klipas that they suck through the skin from this membrane. The main avodah happens in klipas noiga. That's the arena. That's where Shu b'chinas etz hadat tov v'ra. That's the etz hadat tov v'ra. It includes good and bad together. V'shizo b'chinas or. That's the skin. Shu levush ha'guf. That's the clothing of the body. Shebiru el b'chinas chashmal. The yomevar is through this b'chinas chashmal. La'asois b'chinas kutnas oil with ayin has kutnas oil a light. Be'alef. Ayin shamik. Should look. That's and the way you do it is by sanctifying yourself, using enough chashmal. This is.
Chashmal again is bringing on a holy membrane to the kedusha, so that it's separated. It's already there.
Yeah, but when the union of chashmal is the union of separating yourself from the kilipot.
What's the kashur chashmal? What is the
chashmal? Is not electricity.
It's not a thing.
It's not electricity.
I understand.
It's not electricity. It's many different aspects of. There is no physical aspects of the chashmal.
Good. Got that out of the way.
None of them have.
It's actually separating something.
It's a koyach. It's a koyach to separate one thing from another. It's also a state of being that connects, that separates the good from the bad, and enables you to connect to the divine. That's why it's called talking silence, which is a state of where the it's almost like a state of Ari Kaplan talks about a state of expanded awareness, where the senses, becoming reprogrammed. It's like the habit of adults, when they have the new mouse for the computer, you can reprogram the functions. The right click and the left click, you should do this and you should do that. You can reprogram whatever it is. The Havdil is in the mind. The mind hears physical words.
How did you call it? What is it?
Reprogram.
No, what did Ari Kaplan call it? He talks about, you said.
He calls it, he says that the brain gets hardwired to hear sights and to see sounds. And when the regular modes of this world, where you hear sounds and you see sights, we said already once before that the hearing of the sounds and the seeing of the sights are all brain functions. They're totally ruchnias. Really, there is no difference between seeing physical sights and seeing spiritual sights, as far as the brain is concerned. You're dreaming, right? When you're dreaming, you see things, but these are not there, right? It's a very funny thing. I was in an argument with this philosopher. What Epicurus he was. was members in the beginning of the tshuva, and he says to me, he was presenting the existential philosophy of Sartre. That's for him was the peak of the haskomo, one got sophisticated. So he tells me, this world is just an illusion. Reality is an illusion. So I says to him, but an illusion is also a reality. So he says, no, it's not. So it sure is. Reality has to have
3 components.
Right? It has to have the one who is experiencing the illusion, the illusioning agent, and the illusion itself, right? So you're seeing a desert on the screen. There is no real desert there, right? But there's an image on the screen. There's an image of a desert on the screen. That's the reality of it. So the illusion may be a fictional representation of something, but it is a representation. It's a reality all its own. So you haven't solved anything. If illusion itself is a reality, you might as well say, if you're saying that the reality is impossible, okay? Because there is no sense of time. There's no time. Past is gone. The future is not yet. The present is non-existent, so there's no time. There's no time. There's no reality, right? Because I'm here at a certain point in time. If I'm here at no time, it means I'm not here, right? So if there's no time, he says, there's no reality. I said, beseder. Okay, I hear it. So reality is impossible. Okay, accept that. But nevertheless, there is an illusion, right? But the illusion is also a reality of its own. So there is something. So you can say that everything is here. Why do you have to go back and it's definitely an illusion? Because if it's nothing, it has to be absolutely nothing. There's no cognition, there's no gurnish. You don't see anything out of your eyes. Nothing. Boom, boom, boom. Nada. If there is something, that when he said, nah, it's just an illusion. It doesn't, no difference between just an illusion and a full-fledged reality. If there is a yes, a yes.
There's no fruit, it's just a banana.
Yeah. If there is, isn't it? Oh, was he upset with me? You're religious, you're all...
So it boiled down to.
Yeah. You always think you know everything. I said, yeah. They got really angry with you when you don't have answers. They really get angry. When you don't have answers, when they don't have answers, then they try to control you through anger. Being that I'm angry, that means I'm right. Because otherwise, why would I be angry? Which means you're wrong. Because I'm angry, so you're wrong. Right? I'm angry, hence you must be wrong. It's like taking it easy then. That's why, all these really democratic
But then
guys.
if you were flared up and he was relaxed, he'd say that.
Yeah, look at you. It's like, look you're showing that you're wrong because you get angry. That's funny. Okay. It says, the leather, which is the skin, which is the outer keli of the guf. This is a parallel bechina of the imagining force. That's the outer power, capacity of the seichel. This is the level of cognition, of awareness. Because all the mechanisms of the seichel happens underneath the skin, underneath the awareness. Awareness is the lowest level of seichel. Everything, all the other layers, all the other machinations of the seichel take place in a very, very high bechinas. The power to imagine is the animalistic power. That's the life force of the person. That's the animal aspect of a person. And then, in this level of awareness, the level of cognition, Sham Ikar Biru. This is where the main avodas Hashem is taking place. Like you have all these immunities. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm like worthless. Maybe I'm this. Maybe I'm that. All this is taking place where in your own cognition, in your own awareness, and you have all kinds of thoughts coming in. Something comes from nowhere, this laser beam of like, I'm worthless. It comes another one, I'm guilty. They're coming from all sides like this. This is in the Koach HaMedama, all these things are happening. All these things are taking place. Because that, the state of awareness, the recognition, the state of the medama, this Pchinas Noiga. Pchinas Oil, this is the Pchina of the skin. Pchinas Etzadat Tovera, this is the tree of knowledge, good and bad. The Sham Ikar Biro. This is the place the Biro is taking place. We continue Domani. Will you please to stop?